Good morning and happy FOMC Wednesday. I hope you had an awesome day today. It was actually not a bad day today. It was just extremely crazy. And we're going to talk through some of it here. We had some crazy stuff like MSAI, which we caught a pretty good move on, and Erna, which was crazy all morning. We're going to walk through every single trade from this morning. That way you can do it too. And also know how to avoid some of this crap out there like Erna today. Now, going into market open, we knew that Erna was one of the top watches. I mean, clearly, it was one of their leading gappers this morning, and we can even see here is on my pre-market watch list, which I was watching Erna, SSKN, PFSA, FGL, and PPBT. So all of our leading gappers going into the open. So we're watching. And so the real issue with this is I had Erna back in pre-market here as well, really early on. And so this gave a nice move back in pre-market. And then going into market open, we have to consider a few things here. So on one side of the coin here, we have this past area of supply formed here overhead, where you have, again, sellers clearly defined off the highs, where we can then draw this through here. We can see exactly where we have ascending trend. And of course, this hadn't formed yet, but we had a really odd, we had these higher highs and lower lows. So this really odd, like megaphone channel, which I hate. These are the toughest to trade because they're just so wide to trade. And so in any case, we come into market open and capture a little bit of a 1 minute breakout here up into this past high. And what was so odd about this is just how much it was knifing. We had one similar to this. I think it was like SCXN or SSXN or something a couple weeks ago. It's very similar to what we saw today. Now, we do have FOMC today, so keep that in mind. And so I was already going into today, treading water a little bit lighter. I was treading light today because I was a little bit hesitant in terms of my conviction today. So that was already starting the day on the wrong foot. And so the bigger issue then is we know that we come into the open and we have a lot of stuff to watch. We got 5 things to look at here. And it's like, well, what's going to be criteria? And so you come in and we had some really good looks here on this ERNA. We get the breakout market open. Look at this here. You get a perfect 1 minute breakout. I take the pullback and I get to move back up into this previous high where I'm able to take full profit. So I'm starting the day with a small little win here on the break at market open. Because you see here, we have this wick form out of market open right here. Wick off market open, wait for the candle to break above. It pulls back to retest. I take the entry, risking off this high. And then I get to move up into this previous high. So again, small profit to start. All right. Then we come over here. And what I can say about this is I really liked this trade here. This ended up being okay. You can see it was break even. You can even see the sell flag. It's beneath the buy. But we had, again, you can see this confirmed downtrend out of the bell. And so afterwards, price breaks to the upside. And what do? I take an entry off the pullback, risking off of this past low to see if we can't really get squeezing up through these highs, back up into this past high from pre-market. And I get a little bit of profit taken here. Look what happens. I want you to really see this. I get half sold up here up into the highs. I get the perfect move, get a half sold, and then I raise my stops. And then this thing just knifes. It gives you no chance to get out a little bit, get entry, blah. It just knifes. Look at this candle here. No kidding. This thing went from, what was this, 240s or something? I can't see the number here on the chart. It's hanging off the screen. But knifes a good 40 cents. Look at this. This range here is absurd. And a single candle happened instantly. And so, right, break even trade. And so it just puts you in this really tough situation where it's like, you're not getting that follow through. There's no opportunity to really get your day going in a big way here. And this looked fantastic because we had a hammer off moving averages. It tests the high and then just collapses. And so then again, price reclaims. I get back in here with a very small amount of size to see if we can't get that squeeze up higher again. And after I took the entry, I said, nah, actually I changed my mind. And so I got out of it. I was like, no, it's just not the day to do this. So at this point, I'm small green here. And then I wait, of course, price in a clear to firm downtrend. Again, with these confirmed lower highs. And price breaks to the upside. I wait for it to confirm. You can see price breaks, pulls back off the 90 MA, finds a buyer off the 90 MA. I risk off this past candle's low. And then again, look what happens here. I play it here off the pullback. I get a solid move, but then guess what? It pops to the highs, and guess what? Instantly shoots down and flips red. And so again, I'm out with small profit on this. And this is the action we ran into on this all freaking morning on this. I'd get a move, I'd get some profit taken, I'd get my stop loss raised, and then boom. And so it just causes you to get stuck in the cycle of just stair step, which is fine. I'd rather make a couple bucks than lose a couple bucks, but it's just one of those things. We had no chance to compound or actually get the profits going this morning. Just trading crazy. Look at this. Wiki in all directions. And then when this happens here, you can't really tell on the chart, but this actually popped 50 cents a share from 2 to 250 and then knifed all the way back here, 50 cents, and then made a move back up. What is happening? And so I take it with really small size, a quarter size here I play this with, a quarter size. risking off this higher low to see if we couldn't get it pop up through these highs. And again, I don't get it. It happens eventually, but look what it does first. It knifes and grabs liquidity first. And so this thing was just a freaking mess this morning, the way that it was trading. The big thing is, I say this all the time, this stock was up and even still is up 65% this morning. And what I always say, it's not about how much something is up. It is about how it actually got there. How did it make it happen? And if it happened in this way where it was extremely unpredictable, extremely choppy, wicky in both directions, what do? You don't do anything. It's not your fault. It's just the fact of, it's just not a predictable opportunity. And so this here is just extremely choppy here all morning. Moving on from that with PPBT. This also traded very similar. And this thing will give you some PTSD as well. Now, I did trade this fairly well, although I left some profit on the table just because of how it was moving, so I'm not really mad about it. But this year, we had this, again, lower high going to market open. We find volume out of the bell, very similar to yesterday on Lung, which I had a 20% win on at market open in less than 2 minutes yesterday. It was a crazy trade. Go watch my video from yesterday to see how I did that. But this here, again, it breaks out at the bell. I take it risking off the past high, opening range breakout, looking for the squeeze higher, and I get a nice little move actually here. And again, I'm able to get a good chunk of profit taken out up into the highs. And then guess what? And this is why after this happened, I was like, all right, we're seeing the same stuff on Erna. I'm getting a good chunk of profit out here up into the highs, and then boom. At this point, I had a quarter left up into the highs here, and then boom, you're getting some slippage on the exit. It's a small profit. And then again, look, price reclaims moving averages. I take the pullback entry, risking off this past candle's low to see if we couldn't then get the squeeze higher. And again, small profit. Look at this, small profit. Because we're getting up into this past high. We're seeing sellers come in. I'm like, all right, let me just get out of here before it knives. And then again, what happens? It knives. Thankfully, avoided the knife. So now we have, we're high, cool. Now check this out. Price tries to break to the upside here in a big way. Look at this. This candle's huge. But look how massive this wick is. It makes the move and then instantly rejects, gives everything back. Knifes all the way here. Look at this. Knifes beneath the first candle. And then shoots all the way back up to the highs. Then pulls back. That's where I take my entry. And again, just small profits here. Because at this point, all right, we saw this. I saw this, and now I saw this. And it's like, my brain does not even know what to think. My brain does not even know what to think. I don't even know how this is moving the way that it is. And I surely can't say this is predictable price action in the slightest. And so I take it here. And again, I do okay through here. I'm able to take a majority out, get a nice little move. Of course, I leave this on the table here. I didn't catch this move here because, again, it begins to get a bit choppy. Because, see, I missed this move. And why do I miss that move? Well, because of just how top-heavy this looks all through here. Each time this tries to make a move, it's just sort of putting in these wicks off the highs. And I'm just thinking, oh, my God. The last thing I want to have happen here is let this thing knife on me 50 cents a share. It has back like here, and then I'm getting back the profit that I have on it. So, again, it's about how it moves. You can look back in hindsight all day long and say, sure, I left some money on the table. But in the real time, when you're watching this trade the way that it is, where's that conviction coming from? No, it's coming from nowhere. So that was that. And of course, that was a piece of crap. MSAI, though, was the best trade of the morning. Look at this. This thing was quite beautiful. And it was the one trade that we actually had some decent follow through on. And really what it boiled down to was, hey, we had some actual clean price action. I mean, this is amazing stuff. And so I saw the scanner this morning. And of course, we're not chasing any of this. We need to see it actually put in place a nice range, some sort of nice defined risk and defined setup. And again, we have the daily high defined here too. Take a look. The daily high is right up here off that 140. So we all have that figured out, right? We're good. But it's a matter of letting it set up first. And so we let this leg to the upside on volume, watching it all through here and saying, no, I'm going to leave it alone because it's not really, this isn't clean at all. But what happens is it pulls back. Look at this. Check this out. It pulls back beneath the 90 MA, knifes, grabs liquidity, and then reclaims. So on the reclaim of the moving average there, on the reclaim, let me draw this a little bit better so it doesn't look like a toddler drew it. On the reclaim of the moving average, look at this. This is beautiful. It breaks back over the 90 MA. I take the entry risking off of this low for the range up into the new high. And that's exactly what we got, thankfully. And so I get a move here from about 120 up into that 140 high. And just, again, super happy with this. Could not be any happier. And of course, I just managed this by, again, once we got the move higher on volume, guess what? I just raised my stops to the 1 minute candle low as these candles closed until I eventually, again, was out for profit right here. So I'm very happy. I couldn't be any happier with this morning. And of course, we knew that 140 high was here as well from the daily, which panned out to a T. Couldn't be any happier. So that sums up the FOMC day today. Really crazy stuff. And it sucks because the most obvious stock of the day today was just like, boom, what do you do? But that's the morning. So If you learned something from this video, make sure to subscribe for daily content just like this. And of course, to watch me trade stocks just like this in real time every single day, make sure to claim access to your 7-day free trial down in the description below, where you'll get access to my actual live trading streams, my alerts, education, watch list, chat room access, scanners, news, and so much more. That being said, claim that trial. I'll see you there tomorrow for an awesome day ahead. Let me know also in the comments below how you did today. Hopefully you did fairly well. It was kind of crazy out there. I wouldn't expect a big day from anybody, but hey, hopefully you made some money. Let's do it again tomorrow. See ya.